Good morning, everybody. Miss Elkins here with your daily homework lesson. We're on Tuesday, number 6. It says write the equation, which means figure out what's happening to x to create y. So we look at the first x. The first x is 10 and the y is 1. Could we be dividing by 10? Or maybe subtracting something? The second x is 12 and the y is 3. Oh, I definitely think we're subtracting something. Let's see. 10 minus 9 equals 1. Does 12 minus 9 equal 3? Why, yes, it does. And 15 minus 9 equals 6. And 20 minus 9 equals 11. So we found our pattern. Our pattern is y equals x minus 9. There we go. There's number 6. Number 7, what is 60% of 110? Now, I've showed you 2 ways to do this. The first one is to make a percent proportion. You put your percent over 100, because that's what percent means. It means out of 100. You make a proportion with is over of. We have a whole here, so the whole goes on the bottom, and we're looking for the part. Then we butterfly, multiply, divide by the lonely guy. If we do that, we get 100 times x is 100x. And 60 times 110, I feel like, is 6,600, right? Let's check that math, because that was done in my head and I can't trust myself. 110 times 60. We'll leave that 0 on the bottom. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 6 is 6. 6 times 6. Oh, yeah, I was right. Good job, Miss Elkins. All right, so 100x equals 6,600. And when you divide 6,600 by 100, you just get 66. So that's one way to do it. 60% of 110 is 66. Now, there's an easier way to do this, and that is just to multiply your number times the decimal for the percent. The decimal for 60% is 6/10. So when you do that, you get the same answer, right? Okay, so number 7, 66. Number 8, evaluate the expression. That simply means to do all your order of operations using PEMDAS until you get down to one number. Some of us have had trouble with this. We're simplifying it a little bit, but not all the way. You have to go all the way till you have one number in this instance. So PEMDAS says do what's in parentheses first. What's in parentheses is 12 minus 4. So now it becomes 5 to the third power times 12 minus 4, which is 8, divided by 5. Now we do exponents. Exponents are here. We have 5 to the third power. That's 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125, times 8, divided by 5. All right? So our next step, we just multiply and divide in order from left to right, which means we'll multiply first. 125 times 8. I don't know that in my head. So 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 4 is 20. And 8 times 1 is 8 plus 2 is 10. So this is, I'm going to move up here because I've run out of room. This is 1,000 divided by 5 now. Our last step will be 1,000 divided by 5. And I'm just going to do that right here. 5 goes into 10 twice. And nothing left over, but I have 2 zeros. So my answer is 200. All right? 1,000 divided by 5 is 200. How many of you could do that in your heads? Raise your hand. Sorry, I can't see you. All right, number 9. Find the area of the rectangle. And I gave you the formula right here. And I'm also going to be sending you some videos on area from the Mathentics people, so you can watch those if you need more help. Area equals base times height. And I told you right here, the base is 4 and 25 hundredths. And the height is 1 and 2500. So all I have to do is multiply those two numbers to find the area. Okay, that's a big number to do. So let's write this over here and hope we have enough room. We are going to multiply 4 and 2500 times 1 and 2500. So, this is going to take up a lot of room, but we'll start with a 5 and just ignore the decimals for now. Even though they lined up, they don't have to. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Now we move on down. 0 placeholder goes here. Now we'll multiply 2 times 5, which is 10. 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 4 is 8. And that 1 is from the previous time, so we're not adding it. And now we can move on down and we put 2 0 placeholders because this is one whole. All right, and then we multiply everything times 1. That part's easy. That's 5, that's 2, that's 4. Notice how I lined everything up so I could put the right answer down? I see this problem a lot on your homework. You don't have enough room to write your workout. You scrunch it all together and then you get the wrong answer. Stop doing that, people. Just stop. All right, so we got 5 plus 0 plus 0, that's 5. 2 plus 0 plus 0, that's 2. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 5 is 11. And now 3 plus 8, I'm sorry, I have to do this backwards. That's 10, that's 13, that's 5. Now, I got to go back and account for my decimals. There's 4 decimal places here in this problem, which means I have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places in my answer. The area of this rectangle is 5 and 3,125 10,000ths inches. No, don't round that number. You need to know how to multiply with decimals. Okie dokie. Moving on to number 10. Again, I'm sending you videos on area, but I gave you the formula right here. Area equals base times height. Here's the height. Here's the base. The area of a parallelogram is easy. Just multiply the base times the height. Here we go. I'm going to put the height on top because it's a longer number. 17 2/10 times 3 5/10. I'm just multiplying the base times the height. Here we go. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 7 is 35. 35 plus 1 is 36. And 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. 0 placeholder. Don't forget it. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. Add those all up. Notice how I lined them all up so I don't squinch them all together so I can't see what I'm doing. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 6 is 12. 8 plus 1 is 10. 5 plus 1 is 6. Now I go back and put my decimals in there. There's 2 decimal places in my problem, so 2 decimal places in my answer. The answer to number 10 is 60 and 2/10. You don't need that 0 on the end. It's okay if you put it, but you don't need it. So it's 60 and 2/10 feet. All right, guys, that takes care of 6 through 10 on your homework 23. And watch those videos from the Math Antics people so that you will know how to do area of triangles and trapezoids as well, because that's coming up next. Love you.